Well, hello, my lovelies, and thank you for coming back and watching me. If you guys don't know me, I am Shelly, and I own the website called flywithshelly.com. What that does is if you do go to my website, you can find a coach, which is moi, and I can help you, coach you through, your new career. If you guys want to go back as a flight attendant, maybe you've been a flight attendant, you've been off for a little while, now you want to go back into it, don't know how to interviews because the interviews have changed. Now we're all doing it via Zoom or whatnot, or no more face-to-face like they used to have. And I mean, there's still face-to-face because you still are talking to someone eventually, because I think the first few videos you do it automatically, you are recorded, but there's no one on the other side. And then after that, once you do get picked, you do speak to someone. So that's their process of elimination and choosing the right candidate for their airline. But if you guys are here tuning in, it's because you're interested in knowing who's hiring, and there's a major airline right now hiring flight attendants. So I'm really excited for you guys to jump in that opportunity. They have been open since January 10th. I've been meaning to do this video way before. Today we are January 13th. We're on the third day of hiring. So what I recommend is for you guys to jump on it right away. Guys, do not wait, just because they will close as soon as they have that many candidates. I don't know what their number is. Let's say 50,000. So once they have 50,000, candidate or application or resume, whatever it is that you want to call it, they will shut that thing down, and you guys won't have the opportunity to apply any longer. So jump on it. They opened recently. I will walk you through the process on how to do it. A lot of people get confused because they are like, what do I need to attach? What's going on? How do I do this? I'm here to help you guys out. And I'm so happy that you guys are following me. You're on my channel. And let's take a second. If you haven't done so, please click the button below. Click subscribe. I would love for you to subscribe to my amazing flight attendant videos on coaching and tricks and tips on what you do, how to do it, and where to do it. All right, guys. So now that you've done that, and click the notification bell, which I believe is, let's see, probably here. And if you do so, you will get notified when I go live or when I post a video. Now, I do go live a lot for my other company, which is called powerfulbracelet.com, which can also help you for your interviews, you guys. It has helped me so much as far as success goes, success rate. So if you guys are interested in that, definitely I'll leave the link down below. You guys could check out my lucky bracelets, and they do work incredibly. And I could vouch for those. You can watch my lives. A lot of people have had success with their interview using the bracelets. They say stones have vibrations. They do help. They do act as little lucky charms. So if you believe in them, they will work as well for you. So let's get back into this, and let's get started. I cannot wait for you guys to know more and to get your dream job. This is why we're here. All right, awesome. All right, so we are back. I'm gonna walk you through what to do and how to do it. Now, I've taken little snippets and little videos of everything as I was doing it. So I will probably post it here so you guys can follow along with me. You could do it on your phone. I don't recommend it. I recommend it you grab your laptop and you don't get lazy and you do it on your laptop. But if you don't want to do that, that's okay too, because there's a way that you can access all of that via iPhone. So with no further ado, let's get started. You are going to go to Safari if you have an Apple, or you just go to the internet, all right? And you're going to go to AA.com, all right? So no, it's not the meeting. It's not AA meeting. It's AmericanAirlines.com, because as you know, they are hiring. They are an amazing company, you guys. They pay really well. They take care of their flight attendants. They do a really good job as far as now that with everything going on with with the pandemic and whatnot, a lot of flight attendants have chosen to take a package and retire early. So now they're opening their doors to so many new flight attendants, regardless of the age, you guys. So don't think you're too old to become a flight attendant, but they're opening their doors to all these new applicants, and so they're really generous as far as like accepting newbies. So, which is a really good thing, because back then I remember Delta and American were pretty saturated. So they were very like, oh no, like we're only going to pick this many because we already have so many. And now that a lot of them have retired, it's good because their doors are open and you have more opportunities to become a flight attendant, especially if this is your dream job. Jump on it now. All right, going back to AA.com. Once you're on the website, you're going to click that little, see where it says double A right there? On the bar, you're going to click that and you're going to have a drop down menu, and you are going to go to request desktop website. All right, once you do that, request desktop website, bam, it'll give you the actual website. I'm sure you didn't know that. Or you can always scroll all the way down and it'll give you an option down here saying, would you like to access the website? And you are going to say yes, because you want the whole website. Yeah. Once you are on it, you guys, you are going to click. Ooh, I've already done it for you, but you know what? That's a good thing because I will have a little window with everything, but I want to walk you through it at the same time. So what happens is this: you are going to go to the bottom of the page and you're going to go right below About Us. See what it says About Us? Right below it says we're hiring. Join our team. So you want to click that where it's underlined. Okay. So once you click that, bam, you are going to get a list of jobs. Okay. So your job right now is to go to find your job. So you're going to go to find your job, you guys, and you're going to click search open jobs right there at the bottom. Search open job. And again, I might have it here or not, but either way, just take notes or do it as I'm doing it. I'm going to try to go as slow as possible. Now, you know, you get to your, to this page, and then it'll say search by keyword. Search by keyword. So you're going to put flight attendant. All right. Sometimes by putting flight attendant, it doesn't work. So you need to put in flight. In this case, I put in flight. It didn't work. So I used flight attendant and it worked. So once you put flight attendant, you will click search job. Don't worry about search by location. You don't want to fill that out. I have something in my eye. Okay. Now you're going to go down. All right. And it's going to start by saying flight service. You don't want to go to that, but you do want to go to, it says flight attendant trainee right here. Let's see, right there, flight attendant trainee, and it'll say Dallas, Texas right under that. So you want to click that. And it says January 10th, which means they just opened on the 10th. So remember, you guys, you want to get this done right away. All right. Once I do that, it gives you the date that they opened, and they're going to give you the description of the job, what they're expecting from you, what they want from you. All right. And the requirements. So let's go through them real quick so you guys know, hey, how old do you have to be? What's the salary? How long is the training? I will answer all of that in this video right now, so you guys don't have to go through it. You just have to watch me. It's not more pleasant than reading. All right. So high school diploma or GED equivalent is required. College education or 2 years customer service experience preferred. So they're not saying you have to have it, but it's preferred. They will look at you and put you ahead compared to someone that doesn't have it. So have some experience. And if you don't, you guys, I always say it, just go for it. Get experience now for when you do apply. Must be able to make announcements, give emergency orders, and communicate in the English language. So if you're having trouble with your English, that's okay, as long as you can express yourself. It's really important because you'll be tested giving commands. And if your commands are not clear, then no one can understand you in the plane. So it's really important that you can speak very clearly. All right, but you don't need to be perfectly English speaking. Like I am not perfectly English speaking. I am French. And sometimes my English doesn't translate, that well, but I take my time if it means them testing me on wording, which is, really, really important. All right. Must be at least 20 years of age. All right, you guys. So if you're turning 20, this is for you. If you're going to be 20 in a year, obviously that is not for you. You need to at least be 20 by the time you apply. Okay. Must be in possession of a valid U.S. or foreign passport with applicable visas. So you can have a U.S. passport, which is great. But if you have a foreign passport, you need to be able to work in the U.S. and you need to be able to show that. A lot of them expire really quickly, so make sure that you can renew them easily, because as you're traveling, American Airline is known to be traveling all over the world, so you want to make sure that your passport is up to date with everything. All right, must possess the legal right to travel unrestricted to and from all states and countries that are served by American Airlines. Okay, so a lot of times you may be banned. Maybe you went to that country, you got arrested, whatever it is, they ban you. Who knows? The thing is, you cannot be banned anywhere because, obviously, if you're asked to go to this destination and then you can't enter that destination, but you're okay with others, that won't fly with them. So make sure that you check that and make sure that you know your restrictions or not, okay? Travel documents must remain valid throughout all phases of training and employment. So if for whatever reason your visa expires in the middle of training, that's not gonna go, that's not gonna fly. So make sure when you look at your passport, you guys, it's good for at least a year. So you can get it throughout training, and as you're working, you can renew it. Now the renewal time is very long. So please do not wait like it used to be. Oh, you can do it overnight, or you can do, that is a no-no. You need to do your passport and renew it now if you think that it'll expire soon, okay? So it's really important. Don't wait for it to expire during training. All right, must have the legal right to work in the United States. We talked about that. Able to attend a 6.5 weeks of unpaid training in Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas, and if employed, move immediately to the city to which you are assigned as a base, which means that you're going to be gone for at least a month and a half, if not a little more, because 6 weeks is so almost like 2 months, you guys, like literally. And then once you are hired, you need to completely, like literally leave everything from training and go to that base. So that's a lot to take in, because not only have you been gone, I mean, they will make you go home and kind of get your stuff ready. They'll give you probably 3 to 4 days. I know they did that with my airline to get all your stuff ready, but then you got to go. So you kind of have to get all your ducks in a row. So if you're not working where you are based, you kind of have to kind of scramble and kind of get your crash pad or get everything organized. So there's a bit of stress there because you're just done with like being away from everything that to being thrown in a new city. So it's pretty stressful, you guys. Just keep that in mind. Able to be on call and available to report for duty in your assignment base, reserve duty. Reserve duty may continue for an undeterminate amount of years. And they are right when they say that. Now, for example, Spirit, Frontier, those are, upcoming airlines. They haven't been as long as, American and whatnot. So American has a lot of employees and they have a lot of years of experience, a lot of seniority is what we call it. So if you go into their company brand new, bush and happy, you are going to be put at the bottom of the scale. Now you're helping them move forward as far as the seniority, but you're at the very bottom, you guys. So you get like not so good routes. Obviously the seniors get first pick on routes. You won't. So you're going to get the crappy ones during the holidays and the weird, red eye or whatnot. But just remember that you can be on reserve for years. I was on reserve for about a year. I was very lucky just because I ended up being in a base where it was fairly new. So they were giving everybody kind of like, seniority right away. But if you're in a base that people have had 20, 30 years and there's so many of them, it's really hard for you to kind of like break through unless you have 10, 15, 20 years in. So if you want to base a particular base, I'm not sure how American works. It will take you time to be transferred. Just remember that. So you might not like Connecticut, but you're stuck in Connecticut until you could transfer to Phoenix, and it could be years. So just get ready for that. And if you're not okay with that, then this is not for you, you guys, because you have to be flexible. Okay. All candidates must be willing to be based from any of our base location, including. Now, when the application went up, it said Dallas. So you may be based at Dallas. Now, once Dallas is saturated, they may kind of throw you in places where it's needed. And this is the list: Boston, Chicago, Dallas, Fort Worth, there you go, Los Angeles, California, so LAX, Miami, Charlotte, San Francisco, New York, Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, PA, and Phoenix, Arizona. So you may be thrown in one of those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. One of these 11 base, you guys. So if you're like saying no to every single one of them, you will be based there. So it's not a question or negotiable. Now, can you transfer? Probably, but not right away. I have a feeling that it's going to take time for you to transfer, just because I believe this I'm not sure, don't quote me on that, but I'm thinking it's going to take you time before you can transfer. Feel free to be yourself at American. Okay, so they want you to be yourself, diversity, foundation, so on and so forth. Okay, so once you're done reading that and you're like, okay, I could do this, you click apply now. You'll see the little blue button and you will click apply now. Okay, once you do that, you guys, now I'm gonna remove my Wi-Fi because it's pretty slow. Start applying or apply now. Okay, so it's giving you a kind of like an option to click it and join it with LinkedIn. I believe it's called LinkedIn. A lot of people have a profile there and have their background or whatnot. So you could do that. Now it's gonna say, do you already have an account? Sign in. If not, create an account. I've had an account because I've applied back in 2017 and I've attached my resume and I've done it all before. So it's gonna look something like this. So you can actually put your username and your password and then you go in. Okay, so let's do that. Or you create an account. So once you do so, you go in and then you're gonna you already applied for this position. Back to job listings. Okay, so I did because I wanted to show you guys what are the steps. Now I've saved some of those steps, which I will show here, and you're gonna hear me talking as I walk you through it. They accept docs, so documents, resume, PDF, text, doc. So if you guys, FYI, you didn't do your resume or you're having trouble, please contact me. I can help you with your resume. I don't charge that much and it could be done really quickly. During the holidays and before that, it was a little bit busy because I had a lot of resume to do, but now it's gotten a little more quiet. So this is the time. If you guys want me to review your resume, kind of put some keywords in there for you guys to kind of get recognized quickly. Again, just a reminder, I've applied to 7 airlines and got almost 7 CJOs, you guys. So just so you know, I was on the top there when it came to submitting my application and looking at my resume. So I know how to make a resume stand out. So if you guys have issues with that, or you send your resume and you never hear back, please contact me. Go to flywithshelly, SHELLY.com, and make sure you click resume or coaching for that matter. All right, and I will answer and help you out. All right. Profile information. So what they want is your name, your last name, country, address, and then they move on to previous work history. So there's going to be like a drop down menu, and they're going to say, is it transportation? Is it restoration? Is it not restoration, but is it restaurant? Is it? So you're going to do that, the company name, job title, department, duties of achievement, blah, blah, blah. So not only are you attaching your resume, but they want you to answer question. So they'll have those two to look at, okay? They want to know from when and to when. So from when did you start working to what? And it says employment gap explanation. That is very important, you guys, just because when they do a background check, I know for my airline, but not all airlines are the same. They want to know, why did you stop working? What happened during that time? What were you doing? We're kind of worried about you. They will put it that way. So I know my background check was made by Sterling. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same company because most airlines use them. They're very picky as far as what happened during the time that you didn't work. So when you do an application, you guys, try to be accountable for every year. So if you say I've worked from 2012 to 2014, don't say that you started your next job 2016, because they're going to say, what happened between 2014 and 16? You have that 2-year gap. Make sure that you account for that. Okay, even if it was just, I was a waitress part-time, just write that down, you guys. And months are really important too, because if you say you started in June, but then you ended in July, and then you started the job in December, there's again a gap, even though it's the same year, okay? So really pay attention to that, really important. Because I know that they were asking me questions, and some questions I couldn't answer because I couldn't remember what I did in between. So it can get pretty stressful because you have an amount of time to help people that do your background check to make sure you have everything, all your T's crossed and whatnot. So, and all your dots on your I's is what they say, right? All right, and then they go on saying what industry, company. So they want you to go through all of that, and then I will post that right here so you guys could see as well. Then they want to know your degree, your institution, what did you major in, honors and professional recognition. Now you guys, Don't go overboard. You know, I won this award and I did it. They just want to know, did you graduate? Did you get a diploma? That's it. Just keep it simple. Always simple. Simple is the way to go. All right. From what date to what date? Okay. And then certification. You can always add. So if you have more than one, you'll fill it up and then it'll say add with a little plus. You could always add your certification, which is good. Languages, very important. Now, under the applications for American, you'll see that it says Dallas, okay, flight attendant trainee. Then if you look down, which I forgot to tell you guys, it'll say flight attendant speaking 2 languages. Let's say Chinese and English. They favor people that know 2 to 3 languages because it helps them when you do travel in foreign countries. It does help them to, you know, obviously if you're speaking the language to where they're going, most passenger will be from that nationality and that language. So it's really, really important that you mention all the languages that you speak because you may get paid more and have better routes and have seniority quicker. It's really important. So if you do speak more than 1 languages, for example, Spanish or French in my case, please write it down. Do not forget. Also, look for the application when it says flight attendant trainee. Look under there. If they have your language, make sure you click that one. Don't apply twice. Apply once. I don't think you could apply twice. I might be mistaken, but I think once you apply, that's it. So if if you do speak 2 languages, apply to that because they will favor you ahead of everybody else that's just English speakers. All right. All right, so you move on, ability to translate, writing proficiency. So they want to see how well do you know your language? Do you just know how to speak it but can't write it? Do you just speak little words? They want to make sure that you are fluent, really important, or you're native. So they'll ask you that. Language, fluent, again, are you fluent? Are you native? Ability to translate. Can you translate? Like if somebody speaks the language, let's say Chinese, can you translate it in English? Okay. And then if you have more languages, you can click the add button and you can add. All right. Relocation. Are you willing to relocate? Yes or no? What do you think you need to say? Yes. Now, do you believe in it? You have to because you will be relocating as we talked about. Location desired. All right. So that's a tricky question. You want to put anywhere because if you're specific as to the location, let's say I want Dallas, they're going to be like, no, she's not open-minded. That's not a good thing. You want to be sure that you let them know that I'm willing to go anywhere. Okay, that's really important. Those are little tricky questions right there. Job-specific information. Congratulations and thank you by taking the time to share your experience with us. So you're done, or that's what you're going to get. And then you're going to get an employment information. Are you at least 18 years of age? Yes or no? Are you legally authorized to work in the country? Yes or no? Will you now in the future require sponsorship for an employment visa status? Yes or no? If you require sponsorship, it can be a little tricky. They may not hire you if you say yes that you do need it. So I put no, obviously. I'm a U.S. citizen. Have you ever been previously employed or contracted to train or otherwise work for American Airlines, U.S. Airways, Piedmont, America West, Envoy, or other subsidiaries? Have you ever been previously employed by, contracted to, trained, interned with, or otherwise worked for? And then they give you, so they want to know, have you ever trained under them? Or others, other people, other companies that are under them, basically. So you have to be honest and you say yes or no. All right. Please provide your original date of hire. So they want to know, when were you hired? Do you currently work for a commercial airline? I said yes, because I do. Do you currently work for a commercial airline? Which one? So they give you a down drop, What is your salary requirements? I didn't put anything just because everybody starts at the same level and eventually make their way up. So it didn't say that it's mandatory to answer that question because it didn't have that little star. If it did have a red star, you needed to answer that, but it didn't. And I left it blank just because I'm okay with whatever salary they give me. Again, tricky question, you guys, be careful. Everything that you answer here will determine if you move on to the assessment or not. So just remember that. Did you connect with us at one of the following events during this past year? So they're kind of sneaking. They want to know, were you ever hired? If you say, no, I've never been hired by you, but then you attended one of their events, you just lied. So they're contradicting you just to see if you're going to be honest. Pay attention. All right. So I put, Not applicable because no, I've never done it. Are you an active member of with one of our partners? Not applicable because I'm not. But again, if you say yes, that means you're related with, you've done some work for them or whatnot, and you're kind of contradicting the question they asked earlier if you've worked under American. So be very vigilant, you guys. Take your time reading them and answering these questions before you move on. Okay, then they ask you to read Armed Force Services, Medal Veterans. Are you a veteran? No, I'm not. Maybe you are. Ethnicity, I'm not Latin. The race, disability, so they want you to know, what's your disability status? No, I wrote I don't have a disability, but you may have one. And then you want to be honest with that. But again, if you are disabled in any way, there's no way you can work for American Airlines, okay? You guys have to be in tip-top shape. You have to be able to reach. You have to be able to talk. You have to be able to move freely. You have to be able to walk and sit on these, on the jump seat. You have to be able to be physically kind of fit in a way. I mean, obviously they'll test you. So if they test you, they want to make sure that you are who you say you are, right? So you have to be honest with all these questions. But just know if you have some type of disability, you won't be able to move forward. Just so you know, okay? They won't tell you this because this discrimination. But the truth of the matter is, it is what it is. If you can't move about the cabin, how are you going to be employed? It just makes sense, right? Referral. Do you have a family member that is active employee of American Airlines? It does not include, Envoy, Piedmont, or PSA. And I said no, but if you do, you say yes. All right, and then you're going to read, and then if yes, the family member, who is it? And then I left it like that. The first name, the last name, the employee number, I left it like that because I don't have anyone that I know. Mainline work experience as a previous American Airline team member who accepted. Okay, so they want to know more if you've worked for them, which I didn't. So I put no. Oh, did you accept American Airlines issued relief package? So if you were working for them and they issued a, pandemic relief package, you say yes or no. Okay, so it's important for them to know. All right. What is your previous employee number? I don't have that. E-signature. So it's really important. They want you to sign and acknowledge that this is the truth. And then you're going to put in your full name. So you just type your first and last name. All right. There's no signature. This is valid enough. And are you able to make announcements in English, participate in pre-flight briefings, and respond to passenger or crew member requests for service or assistance? Yes or no? Yes, of course, because if you put no, then they're like, well, what do you mean you can't? You said earlier you could. All right, the minimum age requirement to be a flight attendant is 20. Are you 20 of age or older? Yes or no? See, do you see the repetition of question? They want to make sure that you're answering those right, because you could be saying, oh yeah, I'm 21 and over. And then you're like, no, I'm not. So it's really, really important that you keep track of what you're saying. That's why you need to be honest, because when you're dishonest, you'll get caught in a lie, okay? And then it says here, the minimum age requirement to be in a flight attendant is 20. Are you 20 or older? Are you legally authorized to work in the U.S.? Again, same question. You say yes. All right. Are you willing to undergo pre-employment drug screen, background check, and fingerprint to satisfy the company and security requirement? Yes. You don't say, no, I don't like it. You have to do it. Do you have a high school diploma, GED, or equivalent? Yes, I do. Will you now or in the future require sponsorship of an employment visa status? Remember that question? All right, you say no. All right. Will you be able to present a valid passport at interview or provide proof of application for a passport? Yes. Will you be able to present a valid passport? Yes. Remember, it has to be valid. If it's expired, you have to say no. But if you say no, they will not move you forward. Or provide proof of application of a passport. So they want to make sure at least you've applied. But this is a tricky question because if you just apply, it'll take so long. But you need to have that passport already in training. So just be careful how you answer that. Just try to get your passport before you apply, okay? Can you attend a 6-week unpaid training? Begin working from the assignment-based city following training. Yes. As a global airline, it is important for us to meet the requirement of travel documentation. Do you possess the legal right to travel unrestricted by American Airlines? Yes. Okay. Are you willing to be on call, meaning you remain 2 hours? Then it says 3 hours for co-terminals of your assigned base by ground transportation for the entire duty period when serving as a reserve. So you need to be really close to your base and be on standby when they call. Yes, you say yes. Are you willing to report to work on time as scheduled and at assignment station or location? Yes. Holidays, weekend. Yes, yes, yes. You say this. Don't be picky and say, no, I don't think I could do that. No, it's a yes. All right. Are you able to lift and stow personal luggage and belonging? Yes, you are. Because if you say no, you can't move forward. Okay, really important. Now, if for whatever reason your back hurts or something is going on, please make sure that you cure yourself or you get help. Get therapy. Get physical therapy. I'm sorry, you guys. Like, my nose is itchy. Just get all the help that you need in order to feel better before you do all this, because they will test you physically as well. Are you willing to stand up for 14 hours per duty period? Yes. Okay. Now, obviously, nobody stands for 14 hours. Okay. You will be sitting during takeoff and landing, and you are sitting between services and whatnot. So you're fine. But they were testing you right now. Okay. So make sure you answer the right questions, the right answers, I mean, to the question. All right, now what you do, you have 3 choices. You view the profile on the top, or you save it because you can come back, or you apply, guys. Apply, don't wait. Remember, they've been open for 3 days. I don't even know if they're going to close today. Like, do it. So you're going to click apply, boom. Asking you, are you under 40 or are you 40 years old or older? I don't know. This is what they ask you. And they're fishing for some information. All right, so once you get that, then there's a private notice that you need to read, and then you save and you could print, which I didn't do. Then you move on to the next step, asking you for your first and last name. So you enter that, and then it thinks. All right. Once it does that, it'll say you need to complete this assessment, in order for us to even, like your application is not over until you do this. So what they're going to do is a little tutorial, which is really cute. It's almost like a messenger from Facebook, you guys. It's like exactly like that. So there's a bubble and you're kind of chatting with someone. So I'm going to show you what it looks like. Okay, something like this. So you have the picture of someone and the name, and then they'll ask you a question. So you have to answer by clicking the little button that says reply. By clicking the little button that says reply, it gives you choices to pick. I'll give you like A, B, C, D. How would you reply? So they'll give you kind of like a question. I have an urgent question. A customer just called me and told me that she wants to buy a specific product, but I'm not sure if that product is actually going to be useful. What should I do? Okay, so right now they're just giving you a random thing to just practice. Once you're ready, they're going to give you a question that says, you're a flight attendant. So they're going to give you a scenario. This is happening in the plane. What would you do? A, B, C, D. And then once you answer, that person will ask you another question. But if not, you can go back to the main menu and answer all these people questioning you. It's pretty cute. Once you're done, you move on to the assessment, which at this point, I don't think it's timed, but it does say, 100% agree, strongly agreed and disagree. And it's a little confusing when it gets to that. And I'll tell you why. And I think I have it on the video. Yeah, here it is. So your task is to answer questions by replying to messages that are sent to you. Now you need about literally 35 to 45 minutes. I did it within 30 minutes. I was pretty quick just because I'm not applying really. I mean, I'm just kind of doing it for you guys to teach you and to help you, but I'm not really, I'm just kind of having fun with it. I'm sorry. I'm not taking anyone's spot, but what I mean by that is I want to do it so that I can go through it and I can teach you how to do it. It says your judgment is relevant, job situation is measured. Okay, the assessment is on time. So it takes approximately 30 to 45 minutes, so don't feel pressured. All right, but try to be in a quiet environment and do it all. You can pause the assessment and return at a later point in time, okay? Which is good. So if something happens and your child needs your attention, you can pause it and come back or save it. And please make sure that you're not distracted. Start now. So when you start, I have it here, which I believe I recorded. So basically, they're just assessment questions. Would you do this or would you do that? Now, sometimes they're very tricky because they're both negative. So you have to find the less negative, and then you have to say if you strongly agree or disagree, or strongly agree for that one or disagree. So they basically give you two scenarios on each side with a line, and then they give you two choices on each side, which is kind of weird. So you have to decide which one is best and which one you would answer. At the beginning, I thought you had to click the answer, which kind of got me confused. Like, which one would you pick, that one or that one? You don't have to do that. You just pick, strongly disagree or agree, or wait, strongly agree or disagree or something like that, because it doesn't give you like a whole choice. And there's two questions, so you basically answer the one you think and what your level, your degree level of if you agree or not. So again, you have two questions, you have to decide which one. So the question will be like, what do you think of, let's say, I don't know, being a flight attendant? Just give you an example, and then they'll tell you, I love being one or I hate being one. So if you chose I love being one, then you have to tell them, do you agree with that or you don't agree with that? So it's pretty confusing, to say the least, but it is what it is. And then you go through it, and there's so many questions, you guys, and your head is gonna hurt. But they're looking for consistency, you guys. Again, just like we were doing earlier. If you say yes to one question, then don't say no to the next. That means you're lying. Okay, if they tell you, like, are you impatient, and you say yes, and then they give you a scenario, and then you tell them that you're impatient, that you're patient. So if you said you're patient and then you say you're impatient, you're contradicting yourself. If you say you're impatient and then you say you're patient, you're again contradicting yourself. So remember what you say and try to be consistent. Okay, now if you pass all of those, you move on to the next step, which is thank you very much for your application. We received it. You will hear from us, basically if we like you, or if you passed with flying colors, or if we think that you're normal. So I hope this was informative. I know it's a lot of information in 38 minutes or so, but I want to make sure that you guys are prepared. You need to sit down. You need that 40 to 45 minutes, you guys, and it is so important and imperative. If this is the airline that you want to work for, you guys take your time. Have your resume, have your passport, have everything on hand or in hand, or both, just to make sure that when you apply, you are ready. You don't have that stress of, I gotta get my passport, or I don't have my resume, or what do I do? Get everything ready, you guys, so you just kind of go in with ease, and you'll have that less stress to put on yourself. So I hope this was helpful, you guys. If you have any questions, please comment down below. Also, let me know if you've applied, because I'm really excited to hear how that goes for you all. And I hope you find your dream job. I'm so excited. Hopefully this has helped one of you. And if it has, give me a thumbs up, please, because that kind of brings my videos up and can help millions of people that are going through the same thing as you are. So love you all. Thank you for watching. I'm sorry I've been missing in action for a little while as far as flight attendant related content, but I will be back. I promise. I am going to start making 2 to 3 videos a week, and stay tuned. And don't forget, again, subscribe, you guys, and notification bell, really important. Love you all. Again, flywithshelly@gmail.com or flyingwithshelly.com. Either way, you can reach me and get your coaching and get your resume checked, because I can make a big difference as to if you move forward with an airline or not. So thank you for watching. I love you guys. Bye. Bye.